At RTS Jackson, we believe the professional Christian counseling field is a highly specialized calling. It requires careful training in a Christian community. Being a licensed professional counselor myself, one of the things that drew me to become the leader of this campus was the marriage and family therapy program here. Jim Hurley, who has a double doctorate, who has trained at Cambridge University, but who is amazingly approachable, is the director of the department.
We're looking to prepare our students to minister God's truth in the lives of people. That means a biblical studies training that has specific coursework and skills, and then a set of professional tools that let them enter our culture in a variety of roles.
So as you're thinking about a Christian perspective on integration, where you're blending theology and psychology, where you're taking everything that you find in psychology and holding it under the authority of Scripture, no one else is better equipped to do that than Jim Hurley.
And then I think about Bill Richardson, who has a heart for God's Word and a heart for seeing people's lives repaired.
Bill Richardson has a wonderful passion for the family, as does Barb Martin and the others that work with them.
Barb Martin is amazing. She is very technical and sweet and has such a genuine personality.
One of the wonderful components is the fact that we give students the ability to be licensed.
The marriage and family therapy and counseling program equips you to be duly licensed, both as a licensed marriage and family therapist and as a licensed professional counselor.
A student graduating from a program of that sort has a recognized credential that's related to actual skills and knowledge demonstrated and recognized by the culture.
One of the distinctive things about the program is that you're required to have 500 hours of face-to-face client work.
The 500-hour clinical requirement is arduous for the students, but it's essential for the students.
There is no substitute for getting actual counseling training.
We don't enter the clinic by ourselves. We have a co-therapist, and let me tell you, it is amazing.
The value of having a really serious clinical component to the training is the difference between learning about something and really knowing how it works. To actually work alongside and with people as they do it takes it from theory to something you really have a feel for.
We're on a seminary campus. We care about theological issues. We integrate theology into every course. It's our foundation. Secondly, there's the clinical component. There are few programs these days, actually, that have their clinical component residing in their academic environment.
Students fulfill their 500-hour face-to-face client requirement in an on-campus clinic. They don't have to go chase hours across the city, but we have a clinic that services over 1,000 families a year that provides an opportunity for you to practice what you're learning.
As they're learning how to teach communication, as they're learning how to do Gottman marriage therapy, and they're actually doing that in the clinic, then that work is being supervised every week.
They have all the academic requirements they need to become licensed marriage and family therapists and to become licensed professional counselors. So they're well credentialed as well as well trained and well founded in Scripture.
Being created in the image of God means that we were created for relationship. We are looking at people in relationships because those relationships give us life, and those relationships are where we're damaged, and those relationships are where we're healed. So we want to understand who you are in the context of your relationships.
Really, by the end of it, you feel very equipped because of all the different tools that you've been given, and by people who really love you. And so having supervisors who've cared about me in my own personal life, I think you really can see the body at work here of people loving each other well.
The beauty of the program is that it's designed to give you a wide, rich coverage of how the Bible and how psychology can be integrated to minister to the whole person. We need Christian counselors in vocational ministry, as pastors, as women's directors, We need them in campus ministry. We need them in private practice.
It is an invaluable resource to any pastor to have trained biblical counselors. And here at RTS Jackson, we're not only talking about the value of these counselors, we're producing these counselors.
I wish I could do another degree at RTS and get what our MFT students are getting. What they're learning is phenomenal. But I also see the cohesion among that group. I mean, they do a lot together. They're in the clinic almost nonstop, and they're going through a very rigorous program.
You don't want a program that's going to be super easy when you're dealing with people's lives. You need something that's rigorous, you need something that's challenging, and the RTS Jackson counseling program actually provides that. And it helps them to not only serve the real needs of people, but to serve their hidden spiritual needs at the same time.
It really is an exceptionally well-founded and strong program. Our graduates rarely have trouble finding a position because many institutions that are looking for counselors desire our students because of how well they have been trained.
When I see the students, almost every one of our graduates, I believe, is a better therapist than I was when I was graduating with a master's program.
The counseling program here at Jackson is a little over 30 years old now. So we have something of the order of 500 graduates who are out serving actually all over the world. In terms of the students' lives, they're wrestling with people and they learn about themselves, which means we've got 500 graduates whose own lives have been in some measure changed by learning to work with other people's lives. So these 500 are working with somewhere between 60 and 100 individuals every year. That gets to be a broad impact.